For our Japanese lesson study project, we followed the protocol given in the book and chose our roles as facilitators, note takers, typists, and teachers. After a few sittings, we were able to set a goal for our lesson study project, which was to develop students who are comfortable using and expressing their mathematical ideas and opinions in a responsible and respectful manner. We decided to do this lesson study in grade 4, and luckily we had two grade 4 teachers, Yadira and Daniela, and both of them volunteered to teach this lesson for us. Yadira decided to teach the actual lesson, and then we will sit together, make some modifications, and then Daniela will take the lead in reteaching the lesson and taught lesson 1 in her class. Our problem was about a fence problem, which Yadira introduced in a very student-friendly language, in a very student-friendly manner,
and Rosa, she's like, Yabi, I really need your help. And I'm like, okay, what is it? She's like, I know you teach math, so I know you can help me with this problem. She's like, you know those baby goats that I had? I'm like, yeah, she lives in Mexico, so she's in Mexico. She's like, you know those baby goats that I had? Yeah, I remember those baby goats. Well, they're getting bigger. And the pen where I keep them does not have enough space anymore. Now the problem is that I only have 24 feet of fencing to make a new pen for my goats. Can you help me design a pen that has the most space for my goats? And I was like, yeah, right now I'm just trying to fall asleep because I am sleepy. I need to get up early tomorrow. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to let my students know of your problem, and I'm going to ask their help to help me figure out your problem. You guys think you can help me today?
Yes.
Great.
and she had a great management in her class with all the silent cues and math talk with sentence starters. Students were very aware of their rules and routines and procedures, and the lesson went very smoothly.
Hey guys, it's Yadira. This video is about my reflection after the lesson study work that I did with my group. I just want to share that overall this was a very positive experience for myself, and the biggest thing for me was watching myself teach, and thanks to Daniela, that was possible. So she came into my room and watched me teach a poster method lesson, which basically is where students are given a problem and they work independently with a partner and then with a group to come up with one final solution. I've done this for the past 4 years, and it was really interesting to see what was happening in my classroom, and how I can make this work even better to foster our goal, which was the math talk happening. So after watching the video and getting over the fact that I sound differently than what I think I do, it was really great to think about how I can make this work even better. So for one, I know that choosing which group is going to talk and present in the class is a very strategic move that I can do so that I can foster that math talk around student errors and around like different strategies that were being used. So that's the biggest takeaway for me. It was also really great to talk about it with a group and to hear everyone's ideas, because everybody has different ideas, and all great, by the way, and all things that I know that I can improve on.
After Yadira's lesson, we noticed that we assumed that student had good understanding of area and perimeter in grade 3, and we didn't give them enough scaffolding in grade 4, and we observed that students were confused between the two, even though Yadira touched a little bit about area and perimeter through turn and talk. But that was one of the modification. We decided as a group that in Daniela's reteach, we will give them more scaffolding in area and perimeter. Daniela showed some videos, check for their understanding, constantly informally assess the students before sending them to the actual problem, that they have good understanding of area and perimeter, and that the most importantly, they understand that all squares are also rectangles.
Sentences, yes. The discussion that we talked about yesterday was how squares could be rectangles, but not all rectangles could become squares.
Okay.
Study aspect and project that I really enjoyed was the intervisitation. I very much enjoyed being in Yadir's class and seeing her lesson take place from start to finish. I think coming back with that to our group, it really provided a great foundation from which to start. Because the lesson went fairly well, there weren't too many modifications, but based on the fact that I have a different group of students with different learning styles as well as different learning levels in which they're at, we pretty much came together, and as a consensus we decided that we were going to give them more review, more support. For example, with our problem, which was based on area and perimeter for 4th grade, we gave them more graph paper and more time to discuss among partners, more scaffolding instruction given by the teacher while circulating and while they were working on their own. So overall, I think the lesson went well. Unfortunately, only one of my group got the answer right, but most of them were on the right path, and they didn't really have any confusions as to what area and perimeter were. So overall, I'm really happy with that outcome. And I also would like to say that the lesson study project and bringing together all these ideas, resources, and everything that we've done as a group, I think would actually really benefit a school altogether if they were to adopt this and do it as their professional development. I really saw how people from all types of backgrounds can come together and really put their students first. So I really enjoyed that aspect.
Our group member Tamib took the lead in compiling the project together in the print hard copy form. He worked over the weekend and kept all of us in check. We were communicating through Google Drive, we were communicating through messages, through WhatsApp, and also like individual messages on the side. Oh, you're missing this, please write your reflection in the drive, make sure everyone can comment, and he was able to make a table of content list that if somebody is not able to meet their deadline, they can afterwards put their own reflection at the assigned place.
Overall, the lesson study is an effective way to collaborate with other teachers to help students reach long-term goals. Our overarching goal is to develop students who are comfortable using and expressing their mathematical ideas and opinions in a responsible and respectful manner. Through the development of our lesson and modifying the lesson after it was taught, we were able to come together as a group and create a lesson that would be a best fit for each group of students. Even though some students were not achieving the goal of the lesson, some students were confusing area and perimeter, students in the class were definitely expressing mathematical ideas in a responsible and respectful manner. We did not achieve this goal 100%, but I think we did a pretty good job in encouraging respectful mathematical discussion. For the teachers being observed, it was not anxiety-provoking since the visit is non-evaluative, and group members were flexible in the way that we communicated about the lesson study outside of class. Given everyone's busy schedules, we couldn't all meet out of class time. However, we were able to use technology to communicate using Google Docs and group messaging. We did have some issues with this group project. When group members did not meet certain deadlines, it became difficult to have a productive meeting. For example, those who did not watch the lesson of the teacher that taught were not able to contribute ideas to how to modify the lesson. There was also a shift of roles. By the end, roles such as note taker and facilitator changed. Regardless of this, our meetings still ran smoothly. Overall, we experienced a taste of what it is like to conduct a lesson study, and we definitely see the benefits in doing so.